Say man, y'all already know it is the big boss, K Pole Top Boxing. Forget my soliloquy. Then sometimes don't lie, good people do. And out the show, call that mental health hotline. Remember your matter. Peak game, peak game. Y'all already know. I keep using the pros on what's one. We clutched up. We clutched out. Knew we talking about that boxing. Before I get into the main entree, the main dish, we gotta introduce our second host, man. Teach y'all a favor. Legend, y'all stay tuned, man. We're gonna start this boxing gym up real soon. And it's gonna probably we're gonna speak to existence. It's gonna be one of the best boxing gyms in Houston. Mark my words. Brother in the hustle, aka Coach B. I don't know how you going, man.
Hey, what it is, folks? Y'all know what time it is, like Capo said. We clutched up, we clutched out. Y'all know we're here to talk about. We here to talk that boxing, man. Hey, remember this. Y'all know what I'm finna tell y'all. At all times, God wake you up. He put breath in your body. Everything else is absolutely extra. Get up, do you, take care of you, take care of the family. Also, remember, call that mental health hotline. We better off with you here than without you. The number is 988. Don't off yourself. Capo tell you all the time. You ain't got nobody to talk to. Contact us here on Clutch Factory, and we'll make sure we do our best to make you feel like you belong. And like I say, we better off with you here than without you. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass it back to Capo. Let's go ahead and continue the show and let's let them know how we flow.
Already. So go to the next topic. Fundora versus Thurman is set to be made in October. They're in
Mm,
negotiations. Um, Coach, who you
mm,
got winning this fight? Break it down. Do you like the fight? Do you not like the fight? Let us know.
mm. This one of those surprise ones. This caught me off guard, and I still haven't yet kind of put together how this one could go. I like the fight. Honestly, I like the fight. Like I say, rise of the OGs. Look at the OGs, man. Represent. Look at the. You got Andre Ward trying to come out of retirement against Anthony Joshua. You got Keith Thurman land the fight with a young guy like Fundora, still trying to establish himself, still finding himself as a fighter, as a boxer. But he is finding his way. You know, I'm not taking no credit from that. He is finding his way. He's starting to understand his length, and he's starting to understand that that jab is lethal. And he's starting to understand if you can keep a guy on the end of these punches, hey, there's nothing they can do. But at the same time, I like this fight. Honestly, I really do. I really do. It's nothing. It's not a bad fight. I think this is actually a step up fight for Fundora from the Tim Zoo situation. Honestly, I really do like this fight. And if I'm gonna put it into perspective on how I think it would go, like we said before, it's dangerous for anybody to get in there with the tyrant inferno. It's dangerous. It's dangerous for anybody. I don't care who you are. You can be Thurman Spence, Charlo, Boots, Zoo, and the list goes on. It's dangerous for anybody. Zayas or Ortiz. It's dangerous for anybody to get in there with him. It's dangerous because it's hard to overcome something like that because you know automatically you're going to be the inside fighter. So that means what? My jab is going to be there, but it's not going to be the end all be all. You got to use it how you got to use it to get inside, get your punches, get your combinations off, and hopefully what you throw at Fundora, gets the job done. And you can't be a one trick pony against him. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm starting to see that now. His IQ is a little bit higher than what we give him credit for. You can't be a one trick pony. You can't keep throwing the same combination just because it's landing against him. Because he will make adjustments and he will find a way to attack you on the inside. He doesn't shy away from being an inside fighter, even though he's 6'6", 6'7". So again, to put it in perspective, I think it's a long shot for Keith Thurman, but I think if somebody has the opportunity to pull it off, I think he'd be one of those guys. But his inside presence is gonna have to be on 100%, maybe 1,000% when he approach Fundora on the inside. And I mean, he's gonna have to be on him like on Stank. You know what I'm saying? Like Stank on excuse me. He's gonna have to be on him like flies on excuse my French, because if he can't stick to him inside and he has to, keep trying to reset from the outside and deal with the length of Fundora, and he does pack a little punch. He not no thin guy who can't swat. He can swat a little bit, so his punches mean something. If you get caught with him, you're gonna feel something. But I think if Keith Thurman continuously has to reset himself and then go inside, outside, outside, inside, I think that's putting him on the short end of the stick. I think that's going to put him behind on the judges' scorecards, and I can see him easily losing the 12 rounder to Keith Thurman, get knocked out. No, does he have an opportunity to knock out Fundora? I do believe he does because he's an OG. The last thing to go as a fighter is your power, so I believe he still packs a punch, and he can punch in both hands. He's an even-handed fighter, but I got to see it to believe it. I'm gonna give this one to Fundora. Split decision, 12 rounder.
It's a tough fight for both guys. Um, I do agree with the split decision, coach. Off the muscle, from Dora. Anybody that fights from Dora, you in for a tough fight. That's it. And I told y'all that. That dude right there. I don't know if you've seen his coaching. I mean, his training regimen, coach. He's gruesome. His dad got him doing some military stuff. You know, jail stuff. Like so he preparing to go to war, right? And I know as fighters you are preparing to go to war, right? Regardless of the environment you're training in. But he literally is preparing to go to war. The man running around in Timberland boots. Let me say that. His tall behind running around in Timberland boots, jumping walls, climbing trees. I said, what?
Oh man.
So he's prepared for war. Now granted, I don't know how long he can do that because the knees start to get bad. But right now he young. He running around in Timberland boots, man. So he willing to do whatever, and he's finding out who he is as a fighter. He's mastered that long game, keeping guys on his punches. And if you get on the inside of pause, get on the inside of him, it's crazy. Uh, he like fighting on the inside, so that favors him too, because that's what he want to do. He want to fight on the inside, so it's a very dangerous fight for Keith Thurman. Um, but Keith Thurman has experience. Keith Thurman has IQ, right? So in his last fight, he got a stoppage against that Kim dog. So we shall see, what Keith Thurman comes in there with. It's a very intriguing matchup. I'm very eager to see how Fundora deals with a Keith Thurman who has, you know, high boxing IQ. He's very underrated in boxing. And I
Mhm.
think that uh, this will really put Sebastian Fundora on another level, right? Going against an OG like this. Like Coach said, I really appreciate all the OGs. And it's sad. It's sad. And I got to say this. It's sad that the OGs got to do this to show these youngsters how to do it. Because the youngsters doing all this talking, and the OGs like, let me show you how we do this,
Mhm.
right? So, on one angle, I can see ways Keith Thurman can win the fight, but I see many ways Sebastian Fundora can win the fight. And my boxing logic, common sense, Sebastian Fundora wins the fight by split decision. I don't think it's gonna be easy because of the high boxing IQ of Keith Thurman. But if Sebastian Fundora beats Keith Thurman, this takes him to another level at 154. That
Alright.
opens the door, like you said, Coach, for Jamel Charlo, for you know, Errol. Errol is hitting, coming back. He's training with this little young fighter, Alex Holly.
Mm.
Um, so it's a lot that can open. Or Keith Thurman, if he win, boom, we start getting matchups that we wanted to see back then. Keith Thurman and
Mhm.
Spence. Maybe Bud, depending on if he win or lose, he come back down and fight Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? That's a big fight. So, and that's a fight I really wanted to see, like more than the L Spence fight. I wanted to see how Spence
Mhm.
deal with Keith Thurman, but that's a whole nother video. But very excited. I give this an A+ from PBC. Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. We'll see what they do on the undercard. Because PBC does fire undercards. You know, take take
That's
notes.
what it is. But with all that being said, you spent the last 30 minutes to an hour with your two favorite hosts that'll never leave you in the dark about any post with a ghost when it comes to this here fight and boxing sport that we all have grown to know and love. Continue to subscribe, share, comment. Like, and speaking of comment, we got a guy in our comment section. I actually like him. because he get on there, he say what he got to say, and he debate, you know, with a purpose, with a meaning, and he has intent. And he gives me my credit, and I give him his credit. That's how you comment. Shout out to that guy. I gotta get his name, and I'm gonna post his name. You know, he's a respectful guy. He already said he from PR. He from Puerto Rico, and we was debating about the Puello and the Matias fight, and it's a respectable debate. You can get in the comment section and read my point of views and his point of views, and I respect that. We need more characters like that, you know, in our comment section. And like we say, we show love to everybody across the world, because we do have followers across the world, and I respect that 100%, because this is not an easy thing to break into, especially when you're talking about boxing, because there's so many people worldwide who talk about boxing, and you got so many people who just put out fake news and fake information. And sometimes when you get two guys like me and Capo who just spit nothing but the real, and he already said we don't have no backing sources. This is all us. This is what we putting out, real views with our real opinions on how we think things should have went, how they should go, and how they should be. And I can respect, you know, commenters like that. So again, shout out to our likers, subscribers, sharers, commenters, followers, and all of the above. Continue to stick with us. We still, like Capo say, this is still the genesis. We got a lot more we finna throw at y'all. We in kind of a dry season right now with the sport of boxing, but at the same time, it's still boxing going down. So before you know it, you're gonna look up and see the gym. You're gonna see new intros, new outros. You're gonna see new topics, new discussion boards, all kind of stuff gonna start happening with the Clutch Factory podcast crew. So again, shout out to everybody who's a part of it, who's been a part of it, who will be a part of the journey. Y'all just keep supporting us, hitting that like and subscribe button, and we're gonna be here for y'all. And with that being said, excuse me, that's Boss. I'm Coach B, aka Brody on the hustle, and we up out of here. Hello.